myself today? Well, I'm pissed off first. I was at home. I was getting ready to go to the gym before I came here. And I was like, all right, let me make sure I pack my protein, get in the car. Halfway to the gym. I pull up to the gym. I realized I didn't pack it. Just like, man, pissed off. And at that point, it was already 5:30. I was supposed to be here 6:30. It's already
right.
We ain't gonna talk about it. So I was like, and I'm always hungry after the gym, and especially coming to record, I need something in my stomach. So the whole time while I was working out, I was like, all right, do I go to McDonald's after this? And especially after last week's debacle,
I was gonna say, I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, I was like, look, I can't do it again. So I held off. I'm proud of myself.
All right.
I ain't do it. After the gym, I went back home, got my protein shake, drank it on the way here. So we doing big things, 2019, new me, new year, new me, But in case you're listening, Culture Discourse Podcast.
What's up, everybody?
It's your boy Ben on this side.
What's going on the other side is Lindell.
Yeah, so we gonna get right into it because we got a lot to talk about. But Patriots are going back to the Super Bowl.
This is 9 straight, 8 straight, 9 straight. This is
9. They won 9 straight, or they've been to 9 straight AFC. Actually, yeah, this is their 9th Super Bowl, 3rd straight, and it's they've been to the last 4 out of 5 or 6 out of 4.
Right.
They've basically lived the Super Bowl the past 6-7 years, which the past 6-7 years I've basically watched the Super Bowl by myself because I can't watch the Super Bowl and that's the one thing with the Super Bowl, because the Super Bowl is a fun event and everything like that.
Right.
And that's the one thing where I'm like, damn, another year of me watching the Super Bowl by myself. But this year, your boy about to be in Atlanta. I have no idea what I'm gonna be doing yet. All I know is I'm going to Atlanta because it's close by and that's the nearest I'm ever be. And the Patriots are in it. And
yo, you do know that city's finna be shut down.
I started looking at some of the things going on, and there's all these parties and stuff. Odell Beckham's got a party, and of course, all these tickets.
Please, we need you to get into Odell's Super Bowl party.
It's so it's like something straight out of a movie where just the poster's ridiculous, and the best part of it also, it's I think one of the things it said. It was basically hey, special guests are gonna be Drake and Migos or something, or Future and something like that. But the way it was worded, it was they're supposed to be there. We're not exactly sure if they're gonna show up.
Yeah,
but they're oh no, it was they're special guests invited. So it's not even. So it's not even they gonna be here. They got invited.
Right.
If they show up, who knows? But basically, me and a friend. Well, I haven't heard back from him, but because I threw it out on Twitter as soon as they won. And
who's going? Yep.
Yeah, there was another friend. We're both huge Patriot fans, and I texted him. I was like, "You for real trying to go?" Because I'm going. I could go by myself. I'll be straight. And he's like, "Yeah, definitely." So he was like, "You got to check with work, and he'll get back to me." But Atlanta's about to be popping.
Oh yeah.
There's this is the one thing. The whole next 2 weeks, I'm just going to be trying to figure out ways I can get into different parties, events, and stuff like that. And I'm probably going to be non-successful with any of them, but it's going to be great because Super Bowl is going to be super hype. And, try to see Odell Beckham.
Right.
Because why not?
Tell him he needs to force that trade to the Bay Area, bro. If you see him,
I'm sure he would want to do that because as of now, it looks like they're sticking with Eli. Which is rough. But yeah, I'm excited for that. So I may not be watching it. I won't be watching it by myself this year, which will be a nice change of pace. But I think it'll be fun and with all the Super Bowl festivities and stuff because one, it's already Atlanta. Two, with that going on. Everybody and their mom is good. The only thing I'm worried about still is this whole TSA thing. That city is gonna be.
Oh yeah.
a nightmare.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it's either gonna go really well or really horribly. No in between.
Yeah,
so
we'll see what happens.
It'll be fun. I will be back to report to you guys in 2 weeks. Tell you how.
Okay, all right. So, who you got in the Super Bowl,
bro? I'm just gonna keep picking against us because it's worked for me.
Yeah,
I didn't think we'd beat the Chargers. We beat them. I didn't think we'd beat Chiefs. We beat them, so I'm going to just say the Rams are going to win. For me, this is a great win-win situation because by default, by LA default, the Rams kind of have become my second team.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and that was the other reason why I couldn't have the Saints in there because I was just like, man, if the Saints lose, me and Chris couldn't be friends again because I just couldn't. It's just not healthy. It's just not healthy. Like, either one of us, either one other team won it, you would not hear the end of the day. And so it worked out perfect scenario. I'm okay with the Rams going. I'm okay losing to the Rams. I got nothing against the Rams. I like the Rams.
Right.
It's L.A. L.A. need a championship. It's been only, 9 years? Has it been 9 years? Yeah, 9 years.
Yeah.
So LA's long overdue for a championship. I know that makes a lot of y'all mad, but it's okay. LA. Usually every 2-3 years we got championships going on. So
God, yeah.
Dodgers have been letting us down. So Rams might do it. But either way, I hope the Patriots win. This one I don't feel as because especially the performance the Rams put on against the they weren't phenomenal, and the Saints just had
specifically that first half was rough.
Yeah, and Todd Gurley doesn't look like same Todd Gurley, so no. I think, and just the way the Patriots look, especially if they play the first half they played against the Chiefs against the Rams, I think they'll be able to pile on some points. But the only thing different is the Rams defense is way better than the Chiefs, and the Rams, they got Donald, Sue, Fowler, all those dudes.
Boy, they came out of the locker room in the third quarter looking like Sean McVay laid into them.
Yeah.
And if they come in with and now I will say this, the Patriots offensive line is playing the best it has all year long. They look freaking
they look
great.
Yeah, Tom Brady had decent amount of time in the paint, which was
so we'll see.
It's just nice. So yeah, we'll see how it plays out. But I'm excited. It's going to be fun. This is the one for the ages. The thing that makes me mad about this is just the fact that Super Bowl tickets start at $3,000, bro. That is so absurd. This is the one thing
that's
that
up
makes me
200 from yesterday. If you're wondering,
yeah,
how fast those are climbing.
If a ticket was $500, I'd easily drop that on it right now because it's one of those once in a lifetime experiences and stuff like that. But it's just this. You don't make it realistic for the everyday consumer, which is so annoying.
No.
Which is it's.
I would be curious,
and I know
because this is in Atlanta.
Yeah.
At the new stadium.
New stadium.
I don't know what their seating capacity is, but do you find that many people to fill the stadium with that are just gonna on the random three grand on a Super Bowl ticket?
Yeah,
I don't know.
And that's per ticket. That's per ticket.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know, man. But I heard also the prices drop a lot as it gets closer. But I don't know if a lot mean we going from 3,000 to 2,000.
But it's in perspective.
Yeah.
50% off is still $1,500.
If it drops to 500, I'm in there. What's your Venmo, bro? I got you. The way my checking and savings looks.
Let me
It's going to take 7 days to process, but I got you, bro.
Oh, my God.
Can I get an IOU? Let me
oh, my gosh. Speaking of IOUs, bro, did you hear that a New Orleans area lawyer has officially filed a lawsuit against the NFL?
Yes, and I'm just gonna say it about this. Yo, New Orleans, it's over. The dumbest thing I've heard of this is they've signed a petition where they wanted the game to get replayed, and I'm like,
yeah,
y'all gotta be some of the dumbest people in the world. Like, there's stupid, and then there's
game.
stupid.
So
you want the whole game replayed between now and the Super Bowl because you felt like it was. Everybody and their mama knows it was clearly like
it was a pass interference, blatantly a pass interference.
But there's been some other this is by far the worst I've ever witnessed hand to affect a game and stuff. But there's been other stuff I've witnessed also that have been pretty egregious, and it's one of those. It's like, hey, you're gonna go down in history for this, and I'm sure they'll make a rule change or something to affect it and stuff. But it's like. That's it. It goes on from there.
Yeah.
Like, and
oh man, yeah.
And this isn't basketball, where basketball players could play back-to-back nights,
right?
Like off, one rest, play a game back and stuff like that. And even then, like the NBA wouldn't do something like that. But like football's completely different.
Oh yeah, this is my god.
It's so stupid. And bruh, y'all lost. And this is the thing about it. Yes, that was a huge deciding factor in you guys losing.
Yeah.
It's not guaranteed you would have won from that point on. Like, yes, it was like basically 95% chance of winning, whatever. But there's several factors in it. The first play of that drive, y'all threw the ball. Y'all threw the ball so many times on that last drive where literally all you had to do was just run the clock out. You ran the clock. Make Rams use their timeout. If y'all ran, got the first down, you guys have Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara, basically the best 1-2 punch in the NFL running back. All you had to do was run the ball, get a first down. Like at that point, Rams are out of timeouts. You can run the clock down, kick the field goal, and you win. Nope, that's not the case. And then there was also the face mask on Goff, where that was a huge call that they missed before. And so it was one of those. I watched the whole game. The refs were terrible on both sides.
It was bad.
You guys caught the worst end of it,
Yeah,
but they
it
were
was
bad on both sides. And ultimately, also, your coach did a pretty terrible job of coaching that game. And your guy, Drew Brees, at the end of it, he got the ball with the chance to win y'all the game, threw an interception, and that's the reason why y'all lost. And this is the other part that had me so mad, where so many people got bitter about the Patriots game because it was just like,
oh yeah,
it's just not fair, they won the coin flip, and at that point we all knew it was over. They were gonna win, and I'm just like, bro, we just watched a game where the Saints won it, and everyone thought that was over. Nope. Drew Brees threw a pick. Rams kicked the field goal, and they won. So it's like your argument, literally, you can't make that argument when we just witnessed a couple hours ago how that exact scenario played out differently. So,
I have seen some really tough losses. Somebody posted today, and nobody remember this because it's not your team, but somebody posted the NFC Championship game, the 2011 NFC Championship game between the New York Giants and the San Francisco 49ers, where Kyle Williams freaking muffs a punt. Now, worse than muffs, he caught it, took 2 steps, and it fell out of his hands with no contact. Like stuff like that, in overtime. Yeah. So like when stuff happens, and again, that's not a ref related thing, but when stuff happens, look, bro, I get it, man. I'm a Bay Area sports fan. How many losses do you think I've watched in my lifetime? A ton. Now, here's what I think, and this is where it's tough being an objective guy who doesn't really have anything for or against the Saints. The tough part is when you watch that, and again, from being a fan of a historically loser team, when I say historically, while I've been alive, loser teams, San Francisco Giants, San Francisco 49ers, Golden State Warriors up until 2014. I think the thing that's hard about being an objective sports fan and being a fan of teams that habitually lose all the time is that we've just kind of learned to take them on the chin. And I'm not talking about the loss. I'm talking about the moments where your team had a chance to win the game.
Yeah.
Those moments.
Yeah.
So when I watch a game like the Saints, I look at the PI and I go, yes, that is a game-deciding no call. But as a fan, I go the first, and I caught so much heat for this, bro. The first thing I thought of was, bro, y'all had a chance to ice it. Why are y'all passing?
Exactly.
Why are y'all passing?
The first play of that drive, they threw it, stopped the clock because he didn't catch the ball, stopped the clock in the front. I was just like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same thing. And what's crazy is there were 49ers fans who were hesitant to even hire Kyle Shanahan because of what happened in the Falcons-Patriots Super Bowl. Why are you passing? Why are you taking them out? Why are you taking yourself out of field goal range? All that stuff. So, no, it is hard because I think what people want is they want to be able to flip the stuff that wasn't in their control. They want to be able to point the stuff that wasn't in their control. So when you point out all the things that were, play calling, right? Coaching, time, like clock management. When you point to all those things, they don't want to hear that, but they want to point immediately to the thing that they couldn't control, which was the ref. Yeah. Which is the hard part about that because no, you're 100% right. It was the most horrible non-call I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But it's people like to single out the one thing that they couldn't control. They don't want to talk about the play calling. They want to talk about the clock management. They don't want to talk about all that stuff.
Yeah.
They want to talk about the other missed things that would have, like face mask on a quarterback. That's 15.
That's easy.
15 free ones, bro. Yeah. Like so, and it's hard.
The
it's
face
tough.
mask had happened. It was like on a 3rd and 8, and they had or something.
Oh
they
yeah,
missed it, and so it was like they would have gotten the first down, would have been inside the 10 or whatever, and like guaranteed at least like a chance to get a touchdown right there. So yeah, that's just one of those, and it's always like we always judge it off the last play. Like the last big one is always, but yeah, if you break the game down, it's like okay. These were all pivotal moments and stuff like that.
Right.
So you can't just nitpick.
You can't just cherry pick which ones you want to be able to say, oh, that did it.
Yeah.
And which ones didn't.
And it's every year, especially with the NFL, where there's so many different factors and stuff. Like basketball, there's not as many different factors. Like you don't have so many technicalities and stuff to worry about. But football, like last year, the drama was what's a catch, what's not a catch.
Right.
They try to clean that up. And then
even Edelman had one of those in that game, didn't he?
They had a couple, and they had a couple where the Edelman one and like the Patriots one, they had it tough, but like I thought they reffed that one great because they had some tough, like the toughest call to ever have to make yesterday. I thought they had to be made yesterday was the one going back and overturning the Edelman one in Kansas City and being like, hey, listen, it didn't touch him, and that was the one where. They spent a great time of it, and you saw all the camera angles, and I was like, we saw it, they clearly saw it, and I'm glad they got that one right, not even being biased and stuff, but it was very clear, but yeah, it's tough,
yeah.
But stop being stupid, bro. Nobody's replaying a game.
So have you heard the calamity clause?
Bro, I don't care.
So check this out. The commissioner has the ability to have plays replay. I heard about that today, and I was like, man, this is extreme, bro. This is for real people.
Yeah, because I saw Michael Thomas tweeted, it was like tweeted session, whatever, article, whatever. It's like, hey, bro, how about if you didn't drop that pass on the first play of that drive, the clock would have kept running. Or maybe tell your coach, hey, coach, while we passing, well, we got 2 solid running backs over here.
Yeah.
And the thing, all the first half, Alvin Kamara was destroying the Rams. And so what the Rams do, they made an adjustment, and they started jamming him at the line, and they took him out of the game, made it hard for the Saints. Saints never made an adjustment at that point. Bro, that's on your coach. That's on your coach. Like, come on. We're done with this.
So
y'all lost. It's okay.
Moving on.
Your coach is a bum. Your QB is a bum.
It's going to be hard for me not to say go Rams this next couple weeks because
it's all right. Everybody and their mama saying go Rams.
No, and what's funny, I'm going to be in a weird place because I'm saying go Rams, and I've never been an anti-Patriots person. Never been an anti-Patriots person. For me, much more a love Todd Gurley, love Jared Goff. Matter of fact, Jared Goff, Marcus Peters, both Bay Area natives, and Marcus Peters, my man. Bad game or good game? My man talked that talk, man.
He's hilarious. I said we ain't done yet.
Bro, that's the most quotable so far this year. I said
we ain't
his
done
tweet
yet.
After the game had be dead too because all he tweeted was, "What did I say?"
Yeah. And that was the best video from the locker room where both of them, him and Jared Goff, were just repeating that nonstop. But yeah, no, as far as no, to me, win or lose, like this will be the greatest run to the Super Bowl like the Patriots have ever made. And I think it's with everyone where like whether they win or lose, this is like their legacy was already like cemented. But like that game,
right,
already like just locked it where it's like conversation's over. Like you can't even debate who the greatest coach and QB of all time are. And like that drop, even you say the flip coin, like the coin flip and stuff on that OT drive, the Patriots had 3 times where the Chiefs got them to 3rd down, and they converted every time on like the most insane passes. Like that Gronk pass was ridiculous. That Gronk pass, Eric Berry all over. And that's the other thing that makes me so mad because that Chiefs game, everyone complained like about little calls here and there. If you watch Gronk getting covered, good God, this man is getting mauled every time. There was one play where dude was literally on his back and stuff, threw him the ball. Because
you got to.
And then it was literally the ball went like 5 yards in front of him. And basically, it was like it's an uncatchable ball. Yeah, it's uncatchable because bro can't run to the ball because dude's dragging him by his leg. And it was so dumb. But
speaking of Gronk, and that loosely related to Gronk, just because it was on a couple of Gronk plays, bro. Can we talk about the freaking wizard that Tony Romo is right now?
Oh man,
he was born for this.
Yeah, no, he finally made it to the Super Bowl.
To the point, bro, he was born for this to the point that I'm going to get tired of him.
Yeah.
Because the NFL is going to be watching Twitter and being like, oh, we need to put him on everything. We're going to have him on Sunday night, Thursday night, Monday night. Like, that's going to be the thing that drives me nuts. But dude is fantastic.
Oh, no, he was killing. And the best part was where it was like most announcers are like, and he kind of does it a little where it's just like, got a good thing to say about every little player and stuff. Yeah. But his, it was just like you could hear the pure excitement in it. Like he was just like, oh,
well, he's still a player.
He was just,
his career was ended early. My man's still in it.
He was so excited. Whereas it felt like you were watching with him in the same room.
Yeah,
and it was great because there was, especially on that last drive where he was like, oh yeah, they should line Gronk on the outside up top. Yep, there he goes. And it's like he's going to Gronk, and you're like, sure enough, he went to Gronk, and it was like they couldn't do anything about it. Yeah. And it's one of those where it's like, okay, Tony Romo's calling it. I'm sure those players know it, and like still they couldn't do anything about it. It's just like, and it was just crazy.
Yeah.
And,
it is cool. It is cool to kind of get a mind like that in the booth, and not just a mind. You said something that was a big deal. It was like the energy, like it was cool to kind of listen to that. And there's so many layers to it. We won't spend a ton of time on it, but something that's cool is every sport does this. Every sport brings in former players as either guests or like whatever to come in and do color commentary. But it's rare that you get a combination of having played the game, having the energy, but also like there was this layer of what's crazy about him talking about this and commentating like this is that he's played with and against like all these dudes.
Yeah,
like these are in many ways, because again I talk about his career being ended with the back stuff.
Peers.
Like those are his peers.
Yeah, and he could
pretty cool.
Like he could easily be back playing again right now. Yeah. Where like there was a bunch of QBs that got jobs last season that is like, you would have been better off with Romo.
Yes, dead serious. Dead serious.
Yeah.
But no, he seems like he's having fun, and we had fun by extension. And even in addition to that, I hope we can find more, because he's a dude you can listen to and not be like, shut up.
Yeah.
Because people will talk and you could tell that they never played the sport. That's the kind of stuff, or never played, like never were. It's one thing to be in athletics; it's another thing to be like an athlete. It was cool to kind of get you get a rare combination of skill, knowledge, and enthusiasm. That I thought was pretty cool. It's a shame now, I guess, that we won't give him the Super Bowl. Boot whoever you got at the Super Bowl out. How about that? Or fit him in. We can have 3 guys in the booth.
No, he's already in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, does CBS?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
CBS got it. Yeah, so he's gonna be there already. So.
Expectations are high.
Yeah.
Don't overdo it.
No, yeah. No, I think it will be good. It should be a fun one. Every Super Bowl the Patriots have been in, it's always been a close game. And so, last year's, last year's was phenomenal. And then the one before that, who do we play?
Gosh. Seattle.
No.
Or was that 3 seasons ago?
Because
last year
was Eagles.
Correct. And the year before that was the Falcons.
That's what it was. 28-3.
Right.
That's what it was.
And then the year before that was the Seahawks.
I'm going to just take this moment to thank the Falcons. Y'all are so gracious to us. Y'all gave us 28-3 3 years ago.
He doing this good.
Y'all built this beautiful stadium for us to play this Super Bowl in.
Oh my gosh! Shout out to my man Logan. He doing this because you couldn't make the pod. That's why he's doing this.
Dog. Y'all are so gracious, and I'm gonna be in your town soon, man. And I'm just gonna let y'all know how appreciative I am of you guys.
The Patriots secured the 49ers head coach.
Oh, man.
Man, so many good things came from that game.
So many good things, guys.
Man.
If y'all ever want to go back and watch it together, I will gladly do that. All right? On that note, we're going to keep it moving.
All right.
And we're going to switch it up. But one of the things I want to talk about was that Gillette commercial. It was basically Gillette released this commercial. Was it last week? I think it was last week. And the commercial focused on the idea of toxic masculinity and kind of just breaking the norm of that. And basically the idea of it was like, guys, we got to do better. And so you've seen the commercial, right?
Yeah, a few times, yeah.
So what's your thoughts on it?
I'll tell you what my knee-jerk reaction was, and then once I got to process it, I think it was a little bit more complex. But for the most part, my opinion on it doesn't change all that much. If you haven't seen the commercial, it's a Gillette, and when you hear Gillette, yes, we mean that Gillette, as in the best the man can get. A commercial depicting various situations where males are participating in what can be described in today's culture as toxic masculinity. Now, that manifests itself in a few different ways. Guys making catcalls, asking a girl to smile, boys fighting and all those things, and dad's
getting
not
teased,
all this stuff, teasing, all this stuff, and basically Gillette issued a call to action to be better, not just for ourselves and for our girls, but for our sons as well, as far as demanding the best of ourselves. And they kind of tied in their best, the best man can get into that. I heard what they were trying to do. I will say that. I understand the message that they were trying to communicate. I will say that it caught me off guard that it was a Gillette commercial.
Yeah.
And that was hearing that it had aired and going back and watching it, knowing it was a Gillette commercial.
Yeah.
I'm watching it, trying as best as I can to watch it through the eyes of like, okay, I know nothing about this and it's new. That was the initial thing that caught me off guard, was who at Gillette was like, hey, we need to start getting involved in social activism.
Yeah.
But I know we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second, but for the most part, I hear what they were trying to say. I've seen all of the things that were represented in the video, so it's not like I'm in a position to go, yeah, that's not a thing. I know we'll talk about this, so I'll reserve most of it for when we get to that, but I was much more interested in the response that it got.
Yeah.
Much more interested, because people, no matter what side of the spectrum you're on, you tell on yourselves by how you respond to a challenge. And people told on themselves on both sides.
Yeah.
People told on themselves bad.
Yeah.
On both sides of this.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, because most of the people, it was mainly women I saw that were posting videos and kind of applauding it.
Yeah.
And I saw some guys and stuff also, but mostly women were all applauding it, and then a bunch of men were kind of against it. And it took me a couple days, after I didn't watch the video until a couple days after, it's been out. And yeah, I was kind of on the fence about it in between. For me, I mainly didn't like it, and the main reason was just bro, you're Gillette.
Right.
Like,
I'm telling that was my first response.
The simple thing that came back to it was like, you're Gillette. And then also, like, I didn't do any research and stuff, so I might just be talking out my ass and stuff. But I was just like, I'm sure if I've gone through your, like, commercials over time and stuff, I'm sure you've had a lot of. Like,
you're not wrong.
Yeah. Like,
I will say that straight up, and that was my second thought.
Yeah, I was like, you've had a lot of.
Yeah. Well,
commercials and stuff that are very toxic masculine.
Yes, shave with us, and you can get a supermodel.
Man. Yeah, supermodel and stuff like that, and all this stuff. And so it's like, okay, that's one thing. The other thing, it's like, all right, the basis of the video makes it seem a lot like everything changed after, like, the Me Too movement should have been the point where we all, like, that was the deciding factor. Like,
and then something happened.
Yeah, that was the thing. And then something happened, and it cuts to all, like, clips of Me Too movement. And it was basically like the Me Too movement is the moment when all men realized
was the catalyst. Yeah,
raping was bad. It
right.
was like
making fun of people was bad.
Yeah, bullying was bad, and all this stuff. And it was like, no, like that's not the case. And part of the video also, I think it's like the timing is just weird, and part of it I was trying to figure out is like, okay, are y'all planning to roll this out like of the Super Bowl? Like, is this because?
Yup.
That was the other thing I was trying to figure out with the timing of it, because it's just like it seemed like such a random time to just like
there's a good chance it'll run to the Super Bowl anyway.
Yeah, and that's one thing I'm interested to see that. But the other thing I was trying to figure out is like, okay, the Me Too movement was heavy like early last year, middle year, and so it's like, okay, why not drop that video around that time, when like in the midst of all that, if you want to take a stand on it. So it's like almost like It's been a year and a half, 2 years into this and all, and then now you're coming out with this. And then the other thing is like, all right, how's your sales been doing lately?
Yep.
Like, it just seems all like coincidentally, like just randomly, oh, we're just gonna. And at the end, like, they reached out to an ad firm that was like a very feminist and like very it's like a female, I don't know how to describe it, but it was like a very feminist oriented, I guess, I don't know what's the word, ad company. So all of it just seems like to me, it just seems like a gimmick. It's like a gimmick. It's not like you truly actually like give a damn. Where like people could applaud for what you're doing and stuff like that, but it's like, okay, like, and this is kind of almost not even. I was gonna say it's like kind of like the Nike thing, but it's not even that, because the Nike thing was significant because like Nike, they might have been still using it to like profit and sell stuff like that, but the Nike was significant because Nike was like the timing of when Nike did their like came out and showing support for Kaepernick. It was the timing. It was the fact that the Nike was in a 7-year partnership with the NFL, which like the NFL, it was basically the NFL was beefing with Kaepernick, and Nike took Kaepernick's choice. So like Nike, you could try to cipher that down, but it was like Nike's. It was like, okay, no, this is dope what you're doing. The timing of it and stuff. This is just like, no, this is all a gimmick. Like, this is like, nothing about this tells me you actually really care about this and stuff. It's just like, hey, like, we need something. Basically, we need something for attention.
We need something heavy. We need something like edgy, something that will get people's attention. Which, look, I get it. It's funny that you bring up the Nike thing, because the Nike thing was one of the first things that I thought of. And again, there's a lot of different elements as far as the timing, all that stuff. Just like you mentioned, one thing that they're very similar, and this is where I get annoyed, and this is why I talk about the way people respond to things, to challenges, to calls to action. Because there's the first thing that we do is we go, who is the message coming from? And that was my first response was Gillette.
Yeah.
And then my second thought was, wait a minute. Your ads up until last year, because let's be real, and I think that their ad campaign following the guy who was the esports athlete, to me, that was more genuine than what y'all did with this commercial.
Yeah.
For the first time, Gillette goes, oh man, maybe we don't get a freaking Calvin Klein underwear model. And the dude's still handsome as heck, as all get out. Yeah. But maybe we get a guy who makes money playing video games as the guy who's going to be playing our commercial. Or the dude who's holding his phone playing the racing game, whatever. Like a little bit more accessible. Yeah. A little bit more accessible. To me, that felt a little bit more genuine than what they did this time around.
Yeah.
But when you talk about Nike, and again, I'm glad you brought him up, Gillette, their goal is to make money. They might build some awareness as to what toxic masculinity is, what the Me Too movement is all about, and as men, how we need to be carrying ourselves and helping to carry our sons.
Yeah.
But their primary goal is always going to make money.
Trying to make money. Yeah.
That being said, I was heated at the people who wanted to act like we didn't already know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
As if we didn't have to listen to what Gillette had to say because their primary goal was already making money. Bro, we already know. There's nothing about this commercial that says to me, we're pretending like we care about this more than we care about money. Yeah. Like, we all know that they're trying to make money. Don't try to invalidate a legitimate message by saying, oh, well, I don't know if Gillette's the one that we should be listening to. Like, just stop. You're showing like you're exposing yourself.
Yeah, you can acknowledge both at the same time.
They
can
coexist.
Yeah, Gillette is just a cheap like gimmick.
Yeah.
But at the same time, everything you're saying is correct. And part of it also, the thing that made me mad kind of was the idea of like they made it seem in a way where they were like introducing like new prolific ideas and stuff where it's like, hey, don't rape. Hey,
like you.
When kids are fighting, break it up. Hey, don't catcall. Hey, wow.
Like you ever been in a room with people that are like talking about what they should do next?
Yeah.
And then somebody who clearly hasn't been listening for the past 20 minutes says something like, hey, you know what we should do?
Yeah. Yeah. When y'all just decided.
That's basically
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, that's
basically
perfect description.
Yeah. That's basically what this is.
Yeah, that was the part of it where it's just like, okay. And so, I mean, it happened, whatever. And I think it's one of those, it's like there was people on both sides, like one extreme side and one other side where they're like congratulating Gillette and all that, but it was just like, they didn't do anything significant. They didn't do, and to me, it would have been bigger if it was like, hey, we're donating money towards this, we're funding this, or like there's no action step. Like, okay, what's your action step with this? Like, okay,
like what would have been nuts? Yeah, what's the action step? Exactly. Oh my gosh, yeah.
What are you doing?
What next?
Are you doing beyond just throwing out a little propaganda, little like easy commercial that like okay, just beyond that, what are you doing?
Well, that was the thing that Nike did so well, and for years Tom's has been doing, because Tom's will straight up say, here's a problem, here's what we're going to do using your money,
exactly,
using the money that grew us. Here's what we're going to do.
And that's the other Nike thing, because thing too, because we all acknowledge that they're trying to do this like just as a gimmick. Like, they're not clearly, like, at no point in the commercial did it say, hey, like, they didn't try to push any razors or any product in your face. But the idea of it is to make this commercial that like ties to your heart, like makes you wanna end up buying. It's like, oh, I mess with this company now, and like
don't try to build brand loyalty by pulling at my heartstrings on a topic y'all don't even care about. Hard pass.
Exactly.
Like, in many ways, because I use because I don't have an electric razor, and I want to invest in one. I've always wanted to invest in one, but I use Gillette Fusion, Pro Glide, whatever. It took me, like, when I thought about it, I was like, man, I started looking at other razors because I was like, I know I didn't get manipulated by you.
Yeah.
But that's what it felt like you were trying to do. I was ticked. I was kind of heated for a second. I was like, bruh, come on, man. But for those of you that are trying to be fake woke, stop. You exposed yourself this
Yeah.
past week, and for
That's
those
exactly
and for those
what it
of you who are guilty of everything, or at least, and this is the thing too, sometimes you'll watch stuff like that, and you'll be guilty. You'll be watching a video and go, "Oh, that's not me. Oh, that's not me. Oh, that's not me." And then something else will show up and you go, "Dang, I did that."
That's me. Yeah.
And then people get mad defensive. Y'all exposed all yourselves on social media too. By the way y'all tried to act like what that video was saying was not true. So both y'all, you exposed yourselves. We know. Gillette's here to make money.
Yeah, and that's one of the dumb, like, it's 2019 and people are still doing this. Guys, when a brand does something that you don't go with, you don't have to throw or burn their products away. You already spent money on it. God, why are you so stupid? Like, flushing your razor is not only going to mess up your toilet, it's going to mess up your toilet.
You
like,
don't understand.
Actually, it's
Did
gonna
somebody
mess,
wait. Did somebody post a video of them flushing the razor?
I've seen photos of people like throwing the razor in the toilet. It's like, I saw it, yeah. Someone threw their razor in the toilet, and the person like quoted it in the retweet, and it was like, okay, so one, you either flushed your razor down the toilet like an idiot you are, or two, you stuck your hand in toilet water and grabbed your razor
and
back
got
out.
it back out, or you had to,
or you had to,
probably.
Yeah. So it's just like,
stop.
2019.
You are not inspiring anybody.
Just stop. You already paid for it. Just, hey, use it till the end.
Like the dude, remember the dude that cut the top? Remember the dude that cut the swooshes off his socks, bro?
God, bro.
Just the swooshes. That was my favorite part.
Cut the swooshes.
As if they were no longer Nike.
Yeah. There's some dumb people in this world. This episode, Saints fan, y'all are stupid. Guys that burn products or throw away products because a brand said something they didn't like, y'all are pretty stupid also. I'm sorry. Get it together, because you're dumb. On that note, on to the next one. Gosh, man.
Although I do feel like that if everybody was smart, I feel like podcasting would be dead. That's for sure. If everybody kept a level head,
Man,
podcasting would be dead, man.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you at the very least, giving us something to talk about.
Gosh, man. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was that article I sent you. It was the one with the Catholic school.
Oh yeah.
So that's been popping off all week.
Which talk about timing. Not a week and a half after a very interesting Gillette ad campaign comes out, we get something where everybody comes away and goes, "Oh, boys need to behave better in public." Wow.
It's a prolific idea. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and so this one with the Covington Catholic High School, I don't know the full story on it, but basically, it looks like it was a field trip.
Yeah.
So about 200 Covington students were in D.C. with Chapter 1s to participate in the annual anti-abortion March for Life, and the Native. So they were in D.C. basically to march against the women's march that was going on this past weekend or whatever, anti-abortion, all that. And one of the biggest videos, like one of the reason the story like kind of just blew up, because there's this video of this Native American man who's over there like hitting this drum, because he was like protesting something. And there's this group of like these kids from this high school, this Catholic high school, and one of the kids is like dead in the face of the Native American guy,
right?
With this just this smirk that, like, you just want to punch the kid,
right? Type
of smirk, and all his friends are in the background, kind of like cheering him on and stuff, like he's doing something amazing. And so here's this Native American guy that was just peacefully protesting, and then there's this kid over here. And the thing that like I saw the video, and the worst part of it to me was just the fact that, like, it was just, like, all the friends in the background that were encouraging it and stuff like that. And that was kind of the tall-telling thing about it, where it was just, like, the kid probably, like, you take all his friends out of it and stuff, he's not going to be doing that. He's not going to be doing it. He like, in his right mind, he knows, like, yeah, not to do that. And it's just one of those, like, group mentality when you got your friends encouraging you on. At that point, you're completely thinking different and stuff like that. And so that's why he was in that scenario. But it was just, I don't know. I was watching that, and I kind of didn't pay much attention to it, but it kept, like, coming back
Oh,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. But one, that Catholic school had already had, like, it had a lot of stuff where it was dealing about were just race, and there's been, like, many concerning things coming from there. It was bad. Like, I read that they ended up canceling classes today because there's just a lot of things popping off and all. So I'm interested to see what ends up happening with this. And, like, basically the kid said, like, the Native American guy walked up to him or whatever, but that was obvious, like, BS and all. And, like, the fact that they went as far as to hire
a PR firm?
Yeah, they hired a PR firm, which is known to represent, like, the most scumbag of Republicans and stuff like that. It was just like, okay.
It was,
bro,
the timing of it has been very interesting, and I'm going to try my best not to speak on things that I either don't know of or don't have an incomplete picture of. I wonder.
Covington Catholic is an all-boys school.
Yep.
Clarify.
Mm-hmm. I wonder, in this situation, and again, you and I both know things can pop off so fast. People don't have time to, like, react. I wondered, where was any kind of adult?
Yeah.
With the school.
Yeah.
Multiple times. Because you have that video that's been posted, and then other angles at the same time.
Yeah.
And then the video that the girl posted of her and her friends walking down a walking path and getting heckled.
The one with the, like, black Israelites?
That's the only one I haven't seen.
So that one's in that link I sent you also. And that one's the most, like, tall telling, I think, because it was, like, basically these 4 or 5 guys. They're part of this group called the Black Israelites or whatever. And they're basically, like, your curbside, not preacher or whatever, but it was just basically they were. What was that?
I have no idea. I think it's your phone.
Oh yeah, that was okay. But they were just doing their thing over there, kind of. What's the word? Not protest. Yeah, I guess protesting. They were protesting along the sidewalk and all, and all just the group of boys are all around them, and they're kind of doing their, like, stupid little school chants or whatever.
Right.
And the guy was basically, like, going back and forth with them and all, and he's like, "Look, there." And he's at one point he was like, "There's a reason why y'all are standing so far away. Is like, because if you came closer, he's just like, basically like, I would whoop your." Now. And so he's just going back and forth with them and stuff, and they're all over here. They kept doing their chants, and then at one point, like, they start chanting one of this kid's name, and it's just like this fat chubby kid runs to the middle of the circle, and he starts taking his clothes, like his jacket off and then his shirt off, and then they're all hyping him, and he does, like, some little, like, chant thing with, like, some hand motions, and they all follow it and they all get hyped. It was one of their, like, okay, it's one of your little racist school crap chant things, whatever.
Right, whatever.
But it's one of those where it's just, at that moment also, where's adult supervision?
I don't.
What?
That's why, like, because what I like to do in situations like this, especially when race is involved, with situations like this, I always think of the best case scenario. Not thinking the best of people, but thinking the best case scenario. When you're missing out information, I'll say this. The reason why I do that is because often in situations where the best case scenario is still a pretty low bar, you've got a problem.
Yeah.
That's why when I was reading about all this, I'm going, okay, say if he was doing what he said, he was trying to de-escalate the situation. Number one, and I talked about fake woke earlier. Say if you got a bunch of people around you chanting, making a bunch of noise, and you think to yourself, this is probably not the way to go about this. The way to go about this, if you really wanted to de-escalate, is you would have communicated with somebody.
Yeah.
You would have communicated with somebody.
Yeah.
If you wanted to try to quote unquote de-escalate it and get a stupid ton of attention, you go to the middle and you stare somebody down.
Yeah.
That, like, at best, dude was just trying to get attention, and in the process went viral and it backfired.
Yeah.
At worst, and I say at worst, and there's just a ton of video to support it. Yeah, I mean, this has been the past 2 weeks. Has been people exposing themselves. Yeah, there's been past 2 weeks. People have been exposing themselves. You are what we thought you were.
Yeah.
There is nothing that's on the internet right now that helps you. And the fact that this dude was he on some morning show?
Oh,
on
Today's Show.
Yes. Oh my God, puke. And there are rumors. I don't know if they've been substantiated yet. There are rumors that these cats are getting invited to the White House.
Yeah, I've been seeing, because
Trump
tweeted about it, and that's when you know at that point it was like, okay.
My man came straight to their defense, boy, real quick.
Trump was like, tweeted the kid's name, and he was just like, he's a good
yada,
dude.
yada, 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 yada.
Oh, this is a part of fake news. Whenever Trump is on your side and he supports you, I'm
red
sorry.
flag.
You're done. Like that,
like
just
like an extra red flag.
Like, even if you support him and like everyone's coming at your neck, you're just like, Trump.
Yeah.
We don't like
pause.
We with you.
Nobody was talking.
But we don't need you.
Yes.
And so once he came out at that point, it was just like
hard pass, fam.
Yeah, nah, dude. That tells us all we need to know. And all these dudes were wearing these MAGA hats, and just, gosh, man. It
was not a good look.
It
was not a good look.
And to me, it's one of those things where it's more tall telling of like the household they come from, because that was basically the thing I got from it. I was watching. I was like, yeah, your parents are all probably racist, you know.
Well, that was one thing I saw somebody bring up very interesting, in that people assuming that this issue is a generational issue, and it's not.
No.
It's not.
No, it gets
people
passed
like
down.
People like to think that it's only
you're
the
not
old
born
white.
racist.
Yeah,
you're taught it.
Yeah, that's a learned attribute, fam.
Yeah,
and it is not anything other than that.
Exactly.
And that's why, again, like, I think about the school. I think about the parents. Like, I'm like, yo, how come outside of Nathan Phillips, I did not see not one adult the whole video?
None.
Like, not one.
And you ain't
like,
seen,
what is going on?
I might not have been reading, but you haven't seen any adult either from the school, like, condemning it, or like, because
no, well, that seems like one of those schools where if you say anything, you're fired.
Yeah,
that stuff like that.
Yeah,
and I know
especially
private
like
schools,
some of their history and stuff.
Yes.
Because I've seen something else where it's like they've allowed students to do blackface for the past 10 years, and there's a photo of like at a basketball game, and there's like a light-skinned dude like on the court, and behind him you see the stands of students, and like just a bunch of them all wearing black, and they all got blackface on and stuff. And I was just like,
well,
you've been doing blackface for the past 10 years.
This looks like something straight out of the 1960s,
like
bro.
Yeah, you keep getting on it, and it's just like, no, bro, we know what you're about. We know what you're about. And that's the thing where it's like, okay, I don't ever want to meet your administration or just your teachers or the people. And that's the thing where I really want more information to come out, because unless all the students just came by themselves, which I'm assuming is not the case, it's like, all right, where were the adults in that situation, because they weren't doing anything to de-escalate that, and like,
right.
What were y'all doing? Because I guarantee you, they were probably over there proud and like. Yeah.
It's only taken a couple days for the school to expose itself, the family to expose itself, and the students to expose themselves. Man, that's why, again, when I say best case scenario, I'm not talking about the best in people. I'm talking about at best, the floor, the ceiling is pretty low for which side this school is on. Like your best case scenario isn't very good. Is basically what I'm saying. So, yeah, it's been wild, and I am curious to see more information come out. Again, less for the situation itself, to be honest, and more for the way people react. Because again, with everything, something happens, it gets to social media, everybody got a knee-jerk reaction. So I think it'll be really interesting for more information to come out and for people to start to refine, hopefully, take the time to refine their opinions. So,
and it's just wild how like the MAGA hat has just been become such a symbol for like, yeah, dude, you're racist. Yeah, dude, nah, you made it kind of clear how where it started off as part of his like campaign propaganda and stuff, where it's now make America great again is make America white again. Like, that's simply what it is. And I don't give a damn any try to like explanation way you try
can't.
To put
I mean,
it.
The sad part is you can't at this point.
Where it's like, I see you with that hat. All right, I know where you stand at.
It means
I know where you stand at.
It's taken on a very singular and focused meaning in an extremely sad way, because the words itself,
make America great again.
Right.
When was America ever great? Huh?
It was.
Oh, back when.
Oh, back when. That's the whole. It's the back when part
owned
that
our people.
Yeah, well, it's the back when part, because it was never clarified what that meant.
Yeah.
So when you talk about back in the day when, there's multiple people groups that go, gotta be honest, like the world in itself is not that great right now, but we ain't going back there.
Yeah.
Like, if you give us the option. But no, it's wild. You know, I've had the opportunity to observe, you know, here, the city that we're in, ask the people that live there, like, hey, you know, we want to rebrand, we want to, you know, look at our identity, what it means to live here and stuff like that. And I know for a fact in some of these town hall meetings, these people go because they're uncomfortable with the fact there's a bunch of Indian people moving here. Like, they don't want that. They're uncomfortable with the fact that a bunch of Hispanic people move here. They don't want that. And it's like, oh, well, I don't speak their language, they don't speak mine, yada, yada, yada. But, like, bruh, just be honest.
Yeah.
You're more comfortable in a white neighborhood. You don't want color folk coming into your neighborhood. Yeah. Like, just be honest about it. But no, you talk about, bro. Like, I don't think I could ever wear a red hat. That's what's nuts. You like walking around.
Yeah, it's like hey, bro, what you wearing? No, bro. See, rockets. See,
rockets, like, bro. Yeah.
No, bro. Look, no.
No, it's rough.
Yeah.
It is rough. And you brought something up that I've seen multiple times today. That hat means. It's very, like, it only means one thing, man.
It only means one thing, and, like, man, boy, there's so many frat kids that got that hat. And, like, you see all those kids in Catholic high school, and you're just like, oh, yeah, that's frat boy material right there.
It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable because you look at you're a certain type of dude.
Yeah, you are a certain type of dude,
bro. And the thing, and again, it wasn't until the video of the girls like walking and taking video of it, and she had explained like the reason why this video is so short is because like it happened pretty quickly, but I wanted proof to be able to send back to my friends of like, this is happening while we're here.
Yeah, and
like apparently they had been called slut and then they cat calls and all this stuff. It's bananas, bro. Because you look at that and you go, these are the type of dudes that, and I want to say grow up. We're not even talking about grow up. 3 years from now, swim team, right? Lacrosse team, whatever. We hear in the news, such and such sexual harassment, such and such rape, such and such. Like, these are the dudes that eventually.
That's like the Brock dude from Stanford.
Thank you. That's what I mean. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just kind of scary because, again, you don't want to paint people into a box. But when you talk about the attributes of somebody who eventually is guilty of stuff like that, you go back in time and you see people like this. So
yeah,
it's scary.
And like one of those videos where they were like catcalling the girls, or it was one of the videos where there was like some of them that were saying shit like, it was like, it's not it. it was something like along the lines of, it's not rape if you like it or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where it's just like, oh my god, like, come on now. This is just.
Well, I had seen that, and that was like a separate thing where they had been posing in a picture, and somebody was holding up a sign with students from the school that had said that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, the internet is ruthless. They will find, even if it has nothing to do with what happened at the memorial, they will find everything that makes you sound like a liar.
Yeah.
If you say, oh, I was trying to de-escalate the situation, within 6 hours, 4 or 5 different pictures popped up that made us believe, no, you weren't.
Yeah.
Well, we don't believe you. We don't.
Like, yo, internet keeps receipts of everything.
Bro, the most ruthless receipts keeper of all time.
And like, at some point, you got to try to get a job and career and stuff. And you might be working for your rich daddy, and like that'll work fine and everything for you and all. But like, all that's gonna come back at some point, and like you're gonna regret it heavily.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's just, yeah. I mean, it's like that video is so disturbing, and like the smirk on the kid's face, you just like.
Bro.
It's like that video is so hard to watch because I'm just like.
There were so many layers to that, bro. There were so many layers to it, bro. Especially when I found out dude was in Vietnam.
And it was just like the entitlement of it. Where it's like,
yeah. Just smug.
You really think you're better? Like
just smug.
Yeah, that smug, like, that video.
I'm telling you, bro, and there were so many layers to it. Like, number one, the smugness of his smile, like the single most punchable expression I've seen all year.
Oh yeah.
And then you find out that, and there's nuanced things too, because if you watch like different angles of the video, or whatever, they're chanting back. And at one point, they did a tomahawk chant, which I was like, every single one of y'all ought to get slapped.
Yeah.
For the tomahawk chant, because now you've crossed over into racist generalism. Now you've officially crossed over, right?
Oh, did you hear what Florida State did?
No,
bro. These, like, I continue again. How are people so stupid? So, if you're not aware, so we're recording this on January 22nd. Yesterday, January 21st, was MLK Day. So,
all right.
Some genius at Florida State thought it'd be a great idea where I think it's the statue of MLK, or either like a photo. I think it's the photo of him from like where he gave his speech at Washington,
right?
Where he has like his hand out like that.
Mm-hmm, yep.
So they photoshopped a glove on his hand.
Wonderful.
To basically make it look like he's doing the tomahawk,
great,
which is like Florida State stuff. And I'm just like,
fun.
Yo, there's some really stupid people in this world.
Yeah.
And my thing is like, cause I work with this nonprofit right now, and I do their social media, and like 99% of everything I post gets vetted at least through like one person, maybe two. But it's like at least like before I write it up and stuff, and I send it to like our marketing person, and he reads over it, edits it, and like we make whatever changes and kind of suggestions. And if there's some stuff we're unsure of, we get some other people in on it. To me, how these things always, I'm like, is there nobody just holding accountability? Like, is there nobody? Social media is the one job where I'm like, I don't give a damn.
How does it not go through two people?
Yeah, I don't give
that type of stuff.
Dang, what you post, like. I gotta see this. Somebody gotta see it before it gets posted. Because once it's out there, it's out there. And like, it's just you. Like, how many more examples of people messing up do you need before, like, yo?
How many times have we had?
Like,
how
it's
many?
Just the simplest things.
How many times have we had students come to us and go, "Bro, who posted this?"
Yes, exactly. Like
you gotta shake your head and go, "Look, man, I didn't have anything to do with that."
You're just like, look, I wish I knew, because
I've had students come to me now where they're like, "Yo, who sent this email out? Like, who made this announcement slide?" You know what I'm saying? But no, social media, you're exactly right. I don't know I don't know how stuff doesn't get caught. And
bro, here it is.
I can't wait.
Here it is. This is what they did. It's even worse than I thought. So,
Do
because I hadn't seen it yet.
Do what?
Because I hadn't seen it yet. Yeah. So the photo says, "Do something." If I cannot, and then under it says, "If I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way." And then the main text is "Do something."
Right.
Kind of edit it in it.
Part
It's
of the
MLK with a Florida State glove on to show like the tomahawk motion and just
stop.
Stop being so stupid, people.
You know what I had to stop doing? And I had mixed emotions about it because it sounds so cool. It really does. We went to the Canes game Friday.
Yeah.
Like the national anthem. Or the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah.
Star Spangled Banner is being sung. And in the Canes arena, every time that the singer says Rockets, red glare, everybody in the stadium says red. It's like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But especially with stuff like this where I'm just like, we pick and choose weird times to be like super, like say that either stuff is respectful or disrespectful, and we pick really weird. Yeah, we just pick weird. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
weird times. Man.
Yeah, and that Canes thing is interesting because it's always kind of bothered me. Because I'm like, so say one of those hockey players was to take a knee right now, boy, would y'all want to burn the place down? But y'all okay with screaming red
with elevating
because that
in that
ties
moment,
into your team that you're cheering.
You're elevating your team above the Star Spangled Banner.
The thing that you hold so covetedly,
right?
Where like,
especially in a building like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've always found it kind of just not even really double standard because I think there's more nuance in that. Is that people say patriotic, people say respectful, and I'm not even entirely sure that they know what that means.
No, they got no clue. They got no idea.
But yeah, no, that is rough. Florida State. Shout out to FSU, man.
Y'all are doing big things over there. And by big things, I mean, no, you're being dumb. Right. Fire that person and get some accountability.
So these kids are doing the tomahawk chant, this guy. And the things that people need to know is, number one, Nathan Phillips was not chanting. He was singing. It's an actual song with actual lyrics.
Yeah.
It's the American Indian movement song. It's an intertribal song with actual lyrics. So, because people were trying to like differentiate what's a chant and a song and all this stuff. Like, people, it's wild. It's absolutely wild. And I hope the best for this situation because I think this could get out of hand so quick.
And the other thing is like, let's stop with the tomahawk. Like that was one of the things in the Chiefs games where like you could clearly hear. There was at one point where like the whole stadium was doing the and like you're showing and stuff. It was just like, yo, it's 2019, bro.
This needs to go.
Yo,
I understand that 100,000. Look, I understand that 100,000 people doing it sounds dope, but you have to understand the origins of that chant.
Yeah.
Are not for number one, non-battle situations. Number two, they're not for white folk.
Not for you.
They're not for white folk.
That's called cultural appropriation.
Thank you.
That's a no. Stop. Stop.
It's an easy trap to fall in.
Yeah, get your own thing. You get your own thing, bro.
And a completely insensitive side of me, right? It's the dopest chant in sports.
And don't give I was watching a game.
But you gotta get over yourself.
With some people Sunday, and someone said, "At least be grateful you got a team named after you, bro."
Whoa!
I just it took everything.
I can't. No, there's no.
I kind of just sat there and I was just like, "Oh, word, okay."
Just be great. Hey, just be grateful that borderline genocide was enacted on your entire people and that your land was stolen out from under your children's feet. But you have a football team named after you. Reparations.
Yeah, it's
people wild.
Last thing I want to finish up with, gotta get going. But it's that story of the woman who's known as the bikini hiker.
Oh boy!
And she so basically, this woman named Gigi Wu. She's 36-year-old, and she became well known for climbing high mountains and stuff, and basically, like, once she'd climb a mountain, she'd strip down into her bikinis and take these photos and post it on social media. So that became her, like, she was a social media influencer in a way, and that became her thing where it was like doing it for the gram essentially type of thing. Yeah. And so what happened was she did this she was hiking I'm getting this from Vice, is the Batonguan Historic Trail in Yushan National Park in Taiwan. During her hike, Wu fell down the ravine and survived her injuries. However, she wasn't able to move and was trapped at the bottom of the gorge. Wu made a distress call on a satellite phone and told her friends she couldn't move her lower half, but was able to get rescuers her coordinates. The weather turned bad, however, and the rescue plan was hindered. Instead of using a helicopter, they had to set out on foot. Eventually, 43 hours after her initial fall, Wu's body was located. According to the news outlet Focus Taiwan, Wu died on Monday, and it's believed the cause of death was hyperthermia.
Yeah.
So, this one was just like more. I want to tie into it was just the idea of like how much just the social media aspect of it and stuff. Like, I don't want, like, because that's basically essentially what I think main focus of the story is and stuff.
Right.
And it's just basically like how we've gotten to the point of the extreme things people do for social media. And like when we look at back last year, like the Tide Pod challenge was a thing.
Yeah.
Like, and we like joked at that at the end of the year review pod we did and all that, but like, yeah, that was a thing where people thought people were eating these chemicals that you use to clean your clothes that clearly says like not meant to be consumed and stuff. People were doing it just for the likes and the reactions and stuff like that. And I think like this is
social media has made us too comfortable with stuff that we were never really supposed to be comfortable with.
Yeah.
Nature is one of them. And don't get me wrong, there's a ton of experienced people out there. And to give her some credit, she's done this over like 100 times. Like, she's an experienced hiker, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
And it turned into a social media thing. It turned into a, you know, she was quoted as saying she does it for like the beauty of it all, right? But, and again, there are people who do this, right? People who experience this. You're not supposed to surf by yourself. You're not supposed to go hiking, especially by yourself. Yosemite has taken so many people, and I'm ready for people to stop playing games with Yosemite as if I'm gonna just go up there and take pictures.
So there's a story I just found on Yosemite from like October of last year where there was a couple that fell. Trying to take a photo up there, and like, cause I'm the same. Like, I try my Instagram. I hardly post on it and stuff like that.
Right.
But it's one of those, like, I understand where they're coming from. Where like nature is just one of those easy where it's like natural beauty, and like there's places you go to that not many people. It's one of those like showing out where you are, and like everyone wants to capture that like Kodak moment essentially. And like I've been guilty of it. We've all been guilty of it and stuff like that. But it's just like it's gotten to the point of where like the extremes people are going, and also it's just the extremes of it, and it's like, okay, like we need to tone this down a little bit, and like
well, I was thinking about the fort. I was thinking about the fort in Puerto Rico. We're up on the rampart basically, and what if there's loose gravel up there? So when somebody tries to get up, they slip. We're gone.
Yeah,
we're gone.
Yeah, I remember I got like on the top, climbed on the top of it.
There's some loose concrete, some loose gravel.
This is the old fort for like 50, like we don't, like hundreds of years old. Yes, and like for all we know, one bad step and it could collapse. And it's just little things like that people don't consider stuff. But it's like, hey, just doing it for the gram, man. Yeah,
So
it's
especially with
crazy
nature.
just-
But I saw that article too where they were known for taking daring photos.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm ready for people to stop messing around. And I do think social media in a way has emboldened us because we go on Instagram and we can see pictures of things that 50 years ago, bro, like it's so accessible to us now. Like some of the most beautiful things and unreachable things in the world are so accessible to us now through our phones, and travel is easier than it's ever been. Right? So people are just like, hey, we're just going to go do it, yada, yada. Which, again, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. I just think we're more comfortable with stuff.
Yeah, we're way more comfortable with it.
Yeah, we're just comfortable with stuff, man.
Just forget about, like, yo.
That's gravity.
You live one life, man.
That's a long way down.
Live one life, yeah.
That type of stuff.
Like, some things, it's like, it ain't worth it.
It was like the girl.
It ain't worth it.
The girl that got by the nurse shark. Thank God it was nurse sharks.
Oh,
I think it was last year, the year before, where she gets a big old, and basically, if you know anything about nurse sharks, it's basically a giant vacuum with tiny teeth. So even if you do get bit, it's probably not gonna be fatal. But she was taking the photo with nurse sharks, got bit, the whole thing. It was a pretty bad scar.
Yeah,
but I'm like, y'all saw somebody do it on the gram and get too comfortable with stuff, man. It's like I don't know.
Yeah, so. And everyone's just trying to show out that people like are living their best life, and like. It's all doing it for the likes, for like the affirmation from other people that our life is dope, even though it's like it's a front. Like 90% of it's like, and one of the realest things I ever seen is like you never seen anyone post an ugly selfie of themselves on Instagram. It's like, no, it's like most pictures and stuff you see is like, oh, makeup, people spending all this time and stuff. So
let me
it's
see
just like,
that acne.
Yeah, it's like no, it's not a real representation of anything. We're all guilty of it and all, and so like, and like I slowly am growing to hate Instagram because it's just, especially like when you work with middle school students and like high school students and stuff, and like you just like, especially like their culture, that like their age. They've never lived without.
Yeah, they don't know they don't know a world without social media.
Yeah, and so it's just I don't know. It's crazy.
It's different.
It's just weird.
It's different, man.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like to the extremes people are going like to for all these things, and it's just like a reminder of like, yo,
you're still a human being.
Yeah, like.
You
ain't gotta show out for anyone.
Yeah,
you ain't gotta show out for anyone.
Right.
We're all guilty of it and stuff, and we all want to show other people how great our life is, even if it's not that great, which is a problem that we all suffer with.
Yeah.
So,
but the internet keeps receipts.
Yes, it does.
Remember that as you travel.
Yeah.
As you go throughout the world and the universe, please remember the internet keeps receipts, and at some point, somebody's gonna unroll them on you.
Yeah, and that's that's one of the things where like I know for me personally, I gotta get better because I do the same stuff, especially like I go to a lot of concerts and stuff, so I always like post a snap or stuff.
Yeah.
And even little things like that, it's like, hey, look at where I'm at, type of like a show you, like I'm here now and stuff like that, and so, even little things like that where like I know for me it's just like, you know, I don't have to post that, or like I don't have to post like 10 different snaps from this concert and stuff like that.
I struggle with the in between because on the one hand, like there is, and I think it's much of an internal thing than external. Is going, okay, why am I posting this?
Yeah,
right.
And that's I think that's
it's not necessarily wrong. It's more of a what is wrong or right is the why.
Yeah, like why are you doing this?
Yeah, because it's a conversation starter. Like how many times have we talked about concerts or we talked about trips that either you and I have gone on? Like we've done that, and that's okay. Yeah, but again, like you are valid. Like if you're listening, like you're valid. You don't need to, you don't need to like put on, for everybody. Which again, Instagram is all like that's everybody. Everybody's
just trying to put on. Yeah.
So, but yeah, so it's gonna be okay.
It's straight. It's gonna be okay. Like, you gonna be good. You living your best life.
Yeah.
And as long as you know it, that's good.
That being said, post hella pictures from Atlanta. Okay, so. Try to snap Odell hair for me, please.
Look, man, I'm going to just... Look, anyone famous I see it, I'm going to throw it out there. No shame, bro. I'm about to flaunt.
Oh, tag them all.
I live in my best life.
Tag them all. Take one nice outfit down there with you.
Yo, boy. Gosh.
Oh man,
I
in the
might
dark,
drop
in the
100
dark ones.
I might drop 100 and get in this Odell party just to see no Drake there.
Wait, it's only 100 to get in?
No, well, bro.
I'd rather go in there than get in the Super Bowl. I'm not even joking, bro. I would go down Atlanta and pay 100 to get into that party than I would go to the Super Bowl.
So I saw the thing for it where it was like, I think like the first line of tickets got sold out, and then the next I think was like $50 plus fees or whatever. Which I was like, okay, that's not horrible for a party or something.
That Drake may or may not be.
My thing is also after hearing about the Fire Festival, where I'm like, all right,
is that next week?
I need Odell to tweet this. I need Odell. I need to see Odell firsthand, like advertising this, because it was like it's one of those like promo, like it's one of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like yeah. Like
I'm
someone else.
I'm gonna need somebody verified.
Yeah. It's like some just
to reassure me that my money's going in the right place.
Yeah, it's just some promoters that are like promoting the thing.
Yeah.
Through like Eventbrite or whatever. So it's like, all right, you could throw anybody's, because like the other thing I was looking at, like I'm planning to go to Charlotte for
All-Star
weekend, and like they're doing the same thing with that, where there's got a bunch of parties where it's like this person hosting this person hosting that. I was like, all right, like how you know this person,
bro?
Like, show me a photo with them.
See, I've never been the like starstruck dude. I've seen celebrities, athletes, whatever. I've never been a starstruck dude. It's more of like, oh shoot, that's dope, we saw him, like, you know what I'm saying? And I've never, so like most people know, my favorite athlete is Steph Curry for a multitude of reasons. And I forgot the All-Star game was in Charlotte, bro. I had a dream last night. I was so mad when I woke up because I've never imagined being friends with a celebrity before. That's been something I've never really thought. There have been people where I'm like, oh, they'd be cool to hang out with.
Yeah.
There are plenty of those, but there's never. Bro, I had a dream I went golfing with Steph, and now that you say that the freaking All-Star game was in Charlotte, bro, because that would be a crazy circle. Like, not even Steph, NBA players in general would be such a wild circle to like hang out with. But yo, that's gonna be dope. I forgot Charlotte was hosting that.
Yeah, so planning to be in Charlotte, like. Can't go to any of the events because it's the same, like where everything's just stupid expensive,
bro.
And it just makes me so mad. Where like at least like set aside like I don't know, like 1,000 tickets, or it's like a four.
God,
it's stupid. I'm gonna try to get into something.
How much are those? How much are All-Star game tickets?
It's like $400 or $500. It's dumb.
I wouldn't even, honestly, if I had to pick one event though, it'd probably be the dunk contest.
It'd be the Saturday night stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it'd be the Saturday night, which that one I think is
that's
the most
challenge.
expensive.
That's the challenge. The 3-point contest and the dunk contest.
Yeah,
on the same night.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's the fun stuff anyway.
That's too close. See, Atlanta is far enough away to where I'm be like, all right, yo, let me know how it is. Charlotte's close enough to where I'm like,
might have to do it. Yeah. Nah. February is about to be wild. Like March is about to be wild.
I might have to live vicariously through you, bro. I'm trying to get a house.
Every weekend is
there's something.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't even, because I was looking through my schedule. I was like, all right, because last minute, like I just added Atlanta onto the thing, so I was like, okay. So the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, I'm gonna be Atlanta. The 8th and 9th, I'm planning to go snowboarding with a friend up in West Virginia. Okay. Oh crap! The week after that, that's All-Star break. So I'm gonna be in Charlotte. And then after that, I was like, all right, it might be in Asheville. Like, I was like, okay, this is about to be unhealthy.
No, all you gotta do, bro, you just gotta start budgeting for recreational activities.
Oh yeah, and that's the great thing where like most of like the last half of 2018, I was just working a lot and saving a lot of money and stuff. And because like 2019 for me, it was like I'm making moves. I'm just going anywhere and everywhere.
Right.
And hey, so far so good. Boy might not make it.
My man might not make it to July.
No, I might not make it to April. Vegas, because I'm going to Vegas in March.
That's right.
and I'm so excited. I don't even know why.
That's
I'm
what
so
that'll be.
I'm so excited,
bro. On my radar, when it's beeping, your life,
Yeah, just
your life
y'all-
signature in March. That's when it goes. Oh, we lost Ben.
Ben has just gone off the
Ben,
map.
come in. Ben, come in.
Ben, you alive?
Ben, come in.
You okay? You there? Yep.
He gone.
He gone. Yeah. All right. I gotta get on out of here.
I know.
Culture Discourse Podcast. Thanks for listening. We were supposed to have a special guest this week, but we ain't gonna talk about it. He had a meeting come up last minute, so we might try next
Whack.
week.
No, I understand, bro.
But you can follow us again at C Discourse Pod.
Yes,
That's
sir.
the Twitter pod.
Poor ma'am.
At C Discourse Pod. Follow me at Thundercat Felix. Why Thundercat? Because I chose it. Don't ask me any questions. All right. At Thundercat Felix.
Yeah, you can catch me at Chase Actually, at Top Speed Chase on Instagram as well. This is Lindell, man. We have a lot of fun with this thing. We want to hear your suggestions. We want to hear your thoughts. There's a lot of talking points here, sports and otherwise, social media, obviously current events. Get involved. We want you to get involved. I mean, we want to hear what you got to say or what your friends got to say. Tag whoever.
And if you want to be on the pod, hit us up. It's not a guarantee. Just hit us up.
Yeah,
and
hit us
we'll
up,
kind of go from there. Culture Discourse. Thanks for listening. Catch you on next week.
Peace.